New details are surfacing surrounding domestic abuse allegations against Kilmar Abrego Garcia. His wife, Jennifer Vasquez Sura, wrote in a 2020 protective order request. Abrego Garcia told her ex-mother-in-law that even if he kills her, no one can do anything to him. Prior to detailing the alleged death threat, she says Abrego Garcia wanted her car key, and he locked the children in a room. She went to the car and found a phone and called 911. She could hear the kids crying and screaming. Sura says police came, he acted violent with them and broke her phone in front of the officer. She says she has photos of all the bruises he's left on her body. He's broken TVs, her son's tablet, car windshield, and so forth. She says, "Me and my kids are afraid now. He's kicked me, pushed me, slapped me in the face, and threatened me." This protective order request, detailing 6 incidents, was filed in 2020, and this is a separate protective order Sura filed against Abrego Garcia than the one filed in 2021 that was previously known. The 2020 order we just detailed for you was dropped 8 days after being filed, after Sura filed a document to rescind it, saying her son's birthday was coming up and Abrego Garcia agreed to go to counseling. You may remember our reporting on this case in a recent episode of Straight Arrow News' Bias Breakdown podcast that I host. In that episode, we shared details from a 2021 protective order that was known to us at the time. In that court order request, Sura wrote that Abrego Garcia punched and scratched her eye, causing her to bleed, and ripped her shorts and shirt off. She wrote, "At this point, I am afraid to be close to him. I have multiple photos, videos of how violent he can be and all the bruises he has left me." The Department of Homeland Security was first to surface the 2020 protective order, writing in a press release, "The facts are clear. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a violent, illegal alien who abuses women and children. He had no business being in our country, and we are proud to have deported this violent thug. We have now found 2 petitions for protection against him, in addition to the fact that he entered the country illegally and is a confirmed member of MS-13. Our country is safer with him gone." When asked about the domestic violence incidents she detailed in court documents, Abrego Garcia's wife released a statement to the media, saying, "After surviving domestic violence in a previous relationship, I acted out of caution after a disagreement with Kilmar by seeking a protective order in case things escalated. Kilmar has always been a loving partner and father, and I will continue to stand by him and demand justice for him." Abrego Garcia's legal team is also responding to the recent domestic abuse allegations, saying it has nothing to do with his deportation. In an emailed statement to Axios, the lawyer wrote, "If they want to put him on trial for that, they are welcome to bring him back and do so. We'll defend him in court." Abrego Garcia was part of 3 deportation flights out to El Salvador's high-security prison in March. A DOJ attorney wrote in a court filing, Abrego Garcia was removed from the U.S. through an administrative error. That lawyer has since been fired by Attorney General Pam Bondi. Abrego Garcia was denied asylum by an immigration judge in 2019, but was granted a withholding of removal, meaning he could be deported anywhere but El Salvador, because Abrego Garcia expressed fear of returning to his home country because of the Barrio 18 gang that had previously targeted and threatened him and his family. The Supreme Court ruled the U.S. must facilitate Abrego Garcia's return, but also ruled the lower court overreached by ordering the Trump administration to effectuate his return. Because of the slight wording differences, this deportation case is likely to go back to the High Court for clarification. As Abrego Garcia's attorneys argue, the Supreme Court ordered Trump to bring him back, and his due process rights are being violated. While the DOJ says the High Court ordered the U.S. to bring him back if El Salvador decides to send him back, which El Salvador's president indicated that won't happen. Since Abrego Garcia's deportation, there's been a stark political divide over his removal. Democrats have traveled to El Salvador to show support for Abrego Garcia, fighting for his return, while Republicans say he's rightfully gone and should never come back. Just as there's been a political divide, there's been a stark divide in the media's framing of the story. That was the focus of last week's Bias Breakdown episode, showing how news outlets on the left and right are shaping two totally different narratives. You can find our full 20-minute episode on the case by searching for Bias Breakdown on the Straight Arrow News mobile app or on SAN.com. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Kara Rucker.